So this is a Coachman Arcadia 630 Xtra. It's going to take you around the van, show you how it operates. In front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the lock on the opposite side of the van, you've got your gas regulator and your gas pigtail coming to your gas bottle. You've got two gas bottle tie downs there with two 6 kilogram propane gas bottle tie downs. On the opposite side of the van, you've got your storage locker. For the van, you've got your leg winder in there also and the motor mover engagement bar. You've then got the water pump connection. Pull up the cover here and pull the pump out, and you can push the pump into place also and lock the pump into position. You then got the pickup pipe that drops down inside the act roll. You've got your mains power lead coming in from the power on site to the side of the caravan, and that will come from the power on site to the van itself. Battery, we'll put a battery on there at the moment just to demonstrate everything is working. Motor mover and wheel nuts, we'll torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting before you leave, and we'll also demonstrate the motor mover. Then got your two grey waste outlets where the waste water will come out of, and they'll drop down inside your waste master itself. Back of the van, you've got your toilet flush tank, and here you've got 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of pink fluid. Then bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette, which you pull up the handle and pull the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees, so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette there, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the back of the van, you've got your two wind down legs to stabilise the van while it's on site. Two fridge vents, very simply there to allow the hot air out the back of the fridge unit and take some cool air in. Then you've got your barbecue gas point down the front and your 3-pin socket for power out to your awning. And then below that you've got your wind down legs. Coming onto the inside of the van now. Above the door, as you come into the van, you've got your master power switch, power off and power on. You've got your awning light below that. Water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment, and your awning light for the outside of the van. You then got your battery voltage for the battery on board the van itself. Next to that, you've got your Audi heating and hot water control panel, and again I'll come back to this in a moment once we've showed you how to fill the water system up. So the first thing you're going to need to do to fill the system up is come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, and in here, right down in the front corner here, you're going to find this yellow valve and a yellow valve back there. So there's two yellow valves on this system, one for the hot side and one for the cold side. Both of those need to be flat with the floor to fill the water system up. If one of them valves is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain all of the water out of the system onto the floor underneath the van. So with that valve flat with the floor, you can come over to all the taps on board the caravan, open them all up on the hot side of the system. As you can see here, a bit of air in the system at the moment. We'll get rid of that in a second when we turn the pump on. So we'll turn the water pump on above the door, and once the water system is full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan. Obviously, as you can see, it's gurgling a bit at the moment, so there's a bit of air in there still. And once it starts running, we'll shut that back up for a second, let it build up with pressure. Then once we have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, we can shut all the taps back off. I don't know if you can see that steaming away there from where the water system's been turned on, but obviously the water will then you can start warming the water and heating the caravan with the control panel above the door. So coming over to that control panel now, you've got power on this side, then you've got menu. If you press the central button or central of the screen here, you've got minus or plus for your room temperature. You can also drag it, I believe, maybe not on this one, minus or plus, all the way up to 30 degrees. If it's down at 5 degrees, then that is the heating turned off. Bottom left hand side, you've got the amount of power coming into the caravan or the gas supply. So as you can see here, we're running it on 3 kilowatt, and that's a sliding bar, so you can select what power source you want to use. Here on site we can use 3 kilowatts, so we're running it off the 3 kilowatt power supply here on site. If you want to ignite the heating and hot water on gas, you can hit the slide bar here, or tap it to turn it off. If it goes green, then that means the gas system is ignited and it's ready to go. Down below, you have got some priority mode. So for instance, you can select electricity as your main power source, should you wish to, which it should be on. There we go. Load monitor, which isn't fitted this particular van. And then you've got high altitude mode for if you're over 1,000 meters of sea level. To operate your hot water, you can go into the hot water mode. You've got hot water on or hot water boost, and as you can see, it's a 30-minute boost, and that will take you through the 30-minute period. You'll need to put it back onto boost mode if you use up that 30 minutes of time. To turn the control panel off, you hit the power button here on the bottom left-hand side. Microwave works like your household microwave, no difference at all there. Obviously, we've been through the taps. When you turn the water on, obviously do be careful because they will actually be very warm. Hob, grill and oven, electric ring at the back will only work if you're on 240 mains. And then you've got your dials on the front here with your igniter on the right hand side. Next up is the fridge. Now with this fridge, you open it from the right hand side. You will need to open up the catches here at the top and bottom. If they're locked across like that, then the door won't open. You can open them up, as you can see. To turn the fridge on, you've got the power button here on the top left hand side. Just going to turn it off so it comes back on. To turn the fridge on, press and hold the power button. Fridge will load up, and at the moment, as you can see, we're using mains power. On mains or gas, you can use the temperature control here on the right hand side, and the more amount of blue dots you have lit up, the colder the fridge will be. Hit the mode option, and if you go to auto, so you've got a blue dot below the auto here, it will actually select the first power source it sees to operate from. So for instance, if you connect to the car and you've got no mains connected, it will go to the 12-volt supply from the car. Hit the mode button again, and that will actually put us onto the battery mode. So this is actually the select option for it. So you can select the power supply you want to use with the mode button manually. What it's doing at the moment is it's saying there is no power source coming from the car we're towing with. As you can see, we're not connected to a car at the moment. But if you was, this light will go solid blue if you have the correct connection on your car, and this blue light here would go out. Gas mode, very simply, if it ignites on gas, you'll have this blue light here that is solid, and if it fails to ignite, you'll get the blue warning light on this side and that bleeping noise that you just heard. Again, on gas, you can control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the bottom right hand side. Going into the bathroom now, and the last thing we're going to go through. Oh, one thing to note, be aware that the towel rail obviously does hold a lot of heat even once it's been turned off. On the toilet here, you have a toilet full indicator light which will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. Have an electric flush on the toilet just here to allow you to flush your toilet system. Toilet seat itself does actually turn for your convenience. However, when you are removing the toilet waste cassette from the side of the caravan, you need to make sure the toilet's in this straight on position. And you also need to make sure when you're removing the toilet cassette that this grey handle's back in the central position. When you are using the toilet, push the flap over to the right hand side and it will allow any waste into the cassette in the side of the van. So that's the Coachman Arcadia Xtra at 630. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon again. Thanks for now. Bye bye.